Don't get me started.
Don't get me started. Oh, shut your mouth.
Still gets you after all this
time.
I
like it because I do like to say, shut your mouth. So I feel that's good. What I was thinking was that the camera's like got too much empty space on your side, and I was wondering whether, don't get me started on the fact that my camera isn't central.
Yeah, that we have not properly
Don't get me started. I know.
I mean, there's a bit more me.
That's true, but I'm going to change it because, like, I mean, it's annoying me. And it's going to annoy you guys too. What about that? What about that?
It's not much different.
Oh, fucking hell. What about that? Don't say it's too much.
It might be too much. Sit down. Yeah, it's too much.
Bollocks! How is this even possible? Fucking hell! I hate this. I hate this show so much. Oh my god, this is such bullshit. I fucking hate cameras. Don't get me fucking started on.
There you go.
Oh, thank God for that. Oh, it took us ages to get that wrong, just to get it right for that segment. Fucking hell, all scripted, everybody. Welcome once again to episode 18 of Don't Get Me Started, the wonderful live stream from my living room, where we get started all manner of subjects that we hate and we like. Loads of sections coming up. Things, am I the arsehole? Haters gonna hate. All the wonderful favourites. If you're just joining us and you've never done it before, this is the Ranty podcast. Yes. Move a bit more. I'll move you a bit more, Eddie Stone. I'm Alex. This is Jez. We sit in the same places, don't we? We're like professional.
We should swap at some point.
No, because people will get confused. I mean, we don't have our names underneath us.
No.
Do you know it's funny, right? Because I'm
going to get rid of the fucking names. Like, honest to fuck.
On the other show we do Cocktails and Bullshit, which is coming up this Saturday. We have our names underneath us, but we move around a lot. But we don't move around ever, and we don't have our names underneath us.
But like, so I'm like, wait, I'm sat there, obviously, like producing you guys and like holding up signs and stuff to not verbally communicate over the thing, and I'm just there most of the show going,
yeah.
Trying to get someone's attention.
When you try and say something, I try and subtly nod, like, "Oh, that's very important." And Captain Brilliant just goes, "All right,
yeah, thanks, Jeremy.
Cheers,
Jez." Subtle as a brick.
When we were doing it, I was in Belgium. I was like, And
I have to say, not to compound anything on you, but you were very bad at it when you were in Belgium of not like talking back to me.
I would. Yes, no, that's fair. I think because sometimes I'm like, oh well, I'll just say it quickly. I'll just say it quickly. I thought I've got to let him know this, but
it's like I've said something to you in your ear, and you're like, yeah, that's fucking right, actually, just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And on the effing F1 show with Duff and Reese on Sundays, where I'm not involved but I'm producing them, Reese is just as bad. Yeah. And just says yep, but a few times before I then go, they can't hear me. Right.
When I'm in situ on the Cocktails and Bullshit show, it's a lot easier just to be cool about it. But
some comments you can't help it, says Duff, who might crack the fuck up halfway through the show, and he just couldn't help but laughing. Can't remember what it was now. He may have to remind in the chat and drop that in, but he's like, you can't expect me not to laugh at that.
We got lots of haps and naps coming up on This Is Happening.
Must be this.
So, oh yeah, and if you want to do that, you can. I don't know. Do you have to subscribe in order to get?
You do have to subscribe.
Right.
You have to be a subscriber.
Is that how you do it?
And then you can use !hap1234 or !nap123 because there aren't enough naps.
And that'll put those things up there. If you think something is hap or nap, I was just advertising this on like Facebook, and I was like saying, just come along and say things. But that's half of the battle. If you say things, we're gonna fucking use it. I was watching Nova Charter's stream last night. I don't think he said he was going to be available to come and watch today and he was on a stream, I think, with his wife. I don't know them well enough to know what the relationship is, so I'm going to presume it's his wife. Yeah, no, it is because
they are married.
He said, oh man, I don't think I'm going to. Oh, will I?
So, oh man, fuck the wife.
He's like, he didn't say that. He said, oh man, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it because it's my father-in-law's like 50th birthday or something like that. I don't think he named how like the age, but he says, it's my father-in-law's birthday. And I'm like, no, mate, you're not going to make it. Don't worry, you're not going to be watching our stream.
Occupado.
Like, his wife's sitting, well, not sitting there, but his wife's in the stream,
Just
like,
show.
yeah. It's just like, Alex,
the correct answer.
I don't think I'm going to be able to make it because I'm pretty sure it's my father-in-law's birthday. Like, say what?
It is my father-in-law.
Yeah, and apparently that's kind of a big deal. I remember we were going to live action roleplay a few years back, and we wanted to go with all the guys, and one of our friends wanted to come, but it was his mother-in-law's birthday, and it was quite a significant milestone. And I think the wife just went, no, it's cool, you can totally go, you can be with your friends, totally go. And like the amount of like subtext that was needed in that was basically saying, you're not going fucking anywhere.
See, I'm very fortunate, and it may be because very early in our relationship, I made it very clear to my now wife.
My wife.
I don't do subtext.
No.
If you want to fucking say something to me, fucking say it to me.
Yes.
Otherwise, I'm going to do the thing you said.
Yes, in this instance...
There will be no subtext in this relationship. If you don't want me to do something...
Explicitly tell me.
Can I do this? No. Right, cool, we're fine.
You
can tell me no, I haven't got a fucking problem with that.
No, exactly.
But don't passive-aggressive bullshit subtext me, or we're done.
This is nonsense.
And she got it.
Yes, because you were very explicit and there was no subtext, so she understood what you were saying.
Exactly.
You didn't
maybe I suppose it would be okay if you use some use some subtext. Subtext is fine.
It's a bit like that. We had an Am I the Arsehole last week where the woman was like, in fairness, he was very explicit about not wanting kids, but she was like, I guess that's fine. Like, if everyone was more honest about everything.
Ignoring the fuck out of you and agreeing just to get my kid, yes.
Yeah, she doesn't come off well now, I think about it, although I did hate that guy last week. But yes, as it happens, when we were going to live action roleplay, if my friend had followed that plan that you just laid out, he would have just gone, okay then, I'll go. And then people say, well, my life wouldn't have been worth living or something like that. I'm like, yeah, but would it, a couple of weeks, it would have been fine, right? I mean, how long are you in the doghouse or in a situation? Yeah. You told me, Duff Valley, subscribe Prime, they subscribed for 2 months. Thanks, Duff.
He did that the other day and obviously it's now just come through. You can turn the volume back up now. Not to, derail your train of thought, but last week I noticed that the sound from the television was coming back through the mic, and because we've put a delay on things to match with the video,
okay,
it sounded a bit shit, but
I see, I understand. So I'll tell you what, let's have some This Is Happening, and we'll talk about what's haps and that's, because we've got something we want to show everybody that we just found, so absolutely. I'm quite interested in that.
Yeah.
Do that. So here we go with This Is Happening.
In a world filled with haps and naps, two men have risen above to bring you This Is Happening.
Do you know, I like to think that we knew a guy that did that voiceover. It was just a guy that, like, maybe your milkman or something, and you got him in to do it. But
I don't want to buy any milk. Get the fuck in here.
Get the fuck in here and say these words. What has happened? Shut the fuck. Just say the fucking lines. Just say the fucking lines, all right? 2 pints, please. Orange juice.
When I was in university, we had to do various video productions, being that was my degree. And we had a lecturer who sounded exactly like Jeremy Clarkson. So you bet your ass when it came time to actually produce something, I made a beeline for his office and was like, hey, can you record some lines for us? Thanks.
He was like, so, what's going on today?
It was a faux kind of PSA on being spiked when you're out at the bar.
Oh, okay.
I'll show it one day on this podcast.
I think we should see it, yeah.
I've got it right now.
I never did a media studies thing, but I was involved in lots of, because here there's 2 schools. There's a boys' grammar and a girls' grammar, which every time I say something like that to people, they get quite confused because, because it's not something they're used to. But I was brought across because frequently the women would be like, girls, I suppose, school girls. It's just getting a bit weird now. Would need men to be in their
underwear.
Yes. And that was one of the parts I played on their media studies. So I was roped into everything. Well, we get Alex in. He can act kind of, and we all fancy him, so it was pretty cool. Sometimes they got Eddie Stone in as well, but less so for the second part of that statement. So, haps and naps. What is hap for you?
So, in this world of COVID where nothing is really being produced,
Yes.
one thing that I find to be completely hap, and I may be the only one. I talked about this a little bit while I was playing video games, streaming yesterday. Just casually.
I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, just figured just like lean out there.
Yeah. In order to fill the void of no new television, because you can't get people together and do the acting thing.
Yes.
What the Americans are doing is rebooting game shows.
Really?
Coming up this fall, starting in about a month, they are rebooting Supermarket Sweep, which is to be presented by Leslie Jones from Saturday Night Live.
Okay, yeah.
And they're also rebooting The Weakest Link.
Oh, no, I saw this because they got the woman that was in Glee, whose name
is Jane Lynch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a good
and
pick
she
for
is
that.
a totally kind of Anne Robinson kind of character.
I mean...
But funnier. Or actually funny, you could say.
I mean, I never found Anne Robinson that funny anyway, so...
That's what I mean.
Yes, that's what your point was.
But she's dry and cutting in the same way that Jane Lynch can be. With a bit of funny on top.
Now that I think about it, Jane Lynch is... I mean, if you'd have asked me, it would have taken me a while, but yeah, she's perfect for that. Mainly because her personality in Glee, but it does crop up in other... I think she's typecast now.
She was that character before Glee, even.
I would imagine she was.
She was in 2.5 Men as Charlie Sheen's psychiatrist.
Oh, really?
But she was actually a child psychiatrist that Charlie Sheen just went to see for reasons. The only psychiatrist, easy for me to say, that could work with him.
So that's what's hap for you. They're bringing
the idea of it's hap. We'll see in a couple of weeks whether they actually are hap. But
yeah.
The other thing that's hap for me before we continue, I have another gift for you.
Oh, really?
I do.
Man. If it's another bottle of gin, it'd be fucking amazing. So, I bought you a bottle of gin every week.
So today, we
that
went...
looks very empty bag.
It is pretty much empty. My wife went into the garden with my young daughter, who's 3 next month, and bore the fruits of their labour, as it were, months ago, when we actually set up the garden finally, which I think was a hap on this show.
Oh, yeah. No, it was, yeah.
You know, revisiting, bitches. They planted carrots. And today, they were dug up. So I would like to present you with one carrot.
Is this the only carrot? Or
No,
there were more.
There was a stack of them, actually, and like a handful. I've got a picture of my daughter holding a handful of them.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And did your wife say to your daughter, "Should we give one to Alex?"
Yeah. And then my daughter immediately went, "Yeah, I'll give one to Alex," and just started looking for him. No, he's not here.
I'm gonna go and put this in the fridge.
That's what you do with carrots.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't keep my carrots in the fridge.
Do you not?
Do you keep your carrots in the fridge, folks? Is that a thing? Will they last longer? So there.
I don't know. It won't last that long.
That's one meal sorted for the week for you.
Oh, thanks, man. No, I appreciate it. No, thanks.
Is this chat working? I wonder.
Or maybe there's just nobody here.
Either there's nobody chatting.
I don't think. Maybe it's a quiet time.
It is a quiet time. Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure we weren't having technical.
It's working.
Difficulties. It is working.
It's working. You're just not being very funny today. It's like shit. I was giving you gold earlier. Shut the fuck up. Yes. So hey, that's great. Hey, thanks for the carrot, man.
You're very welcome.
Do you know?
Be sure to thank Hannah next time you see her.
Of course I will. Yeah. So when is her birthday? Because obviously I've got to think about that.
Late
October. Yeah. I remember because it's just after the same time as the international series is on, which won't be on this year.
Yes.
I'm here, but I'm washing up.
I did that during your husband's stream earlier.
Washing up.
I actually missed the end because I only went out to put something in the sink. And I was like, oh, this is a fucking shit tip, isn't it? Okay, let's just fucking do it. And I was like, went back. Oh, he's gone. It's someone else that he's obviously
we don't know who it is.
Don't know who this person is. Sorry.
Let me tell you what is hap for me. Oh. Welsh Nana
K is following on Twitch. Thank you very much, Welsh Nana K. I thought you were following already, but you've obviously had an epic battle with your new phone and not been able to bring your Twitch account over. But I'll take the extra follow.
Excellent stuff.
Welcome to the stream.
Glad you're here. I'll tell you what happened. I was durdling around and messing about on a betting site.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And while I was doing so, they gave me four free roulette chips.
Okay.
And actually, before that, they gave me 5 free spins. Right. So I don't know if this. I think this is probably Nap, right? But they gave me 5 free spins of the fruit machine. Now, in the past, fruit machines were really easy to understand, and they just came in or they didn't. Right? They're all the same in a row, or they weren't. And then when we got to like the 90s and stuff like that, fruit machines.
It says I might unfollow so I can refollow. A little bling sound. Unfortunately, that doesn't work. Many a person has tried. It doesn't work. If you have followed, you have missed your chance. I'm afraid. If you want some little bling sounds,
maybe we can
Eddie Stone, you can subscribe, or
I won't bother then.
if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, and this applies to anyone, you can actually subscribe for free using your Amazon Prime account. Doesn't cost you a thing.
I'm telling you now.
Gives me money.
I suspect that Eddie Stone is not an Amazon Prime subscriber.
I don't think he is either.
I don't think so.
Being that he battled to be able to watch Picard.
yeah. And was it worth it? Probably not. No, I was going to say is
you are correct.
Correct. Yeah, back in the day when you got a fruit machine, I learned how to do fruit machines and kind of little kind of things. You could do
just push the button and see if money comes out.
See if money comes out.
Yeah.
And then it went to the point where, like, if you got certain, like, say, Barcrest, use Barcrest ones. Barcrest Lemon, right? If you hold them all, if you hold the Barcrest and let the last one spin, and it won't come in. But if you do it again, you let it spin. A third time, it drops the last one in. It kind of goes, has a little seizure, and the machine spits out loads of money, which is lots of wonderful times. Now it seems like fruit machines are crazy mental, and they've got loads of different lines. Like, well, for 20p you can have the middle line, but for 50p you can have these lines and these lines as well. And there's all this stuff, and it's just fucking chaos, and nobody knows what's going on. And even worse now is that it's like that on betting sites. So I went on this thing, it said 5 free spins, and I'm like, other people might be excited by this, but I'm just like...
So they're giving you the free spins and then not incentivizing you to play by making it a bullshit
it's
game.
Massively... So I went, hit the button, and nothing added up. They were like, some of the reels were longer than others, like had longer spaces, and some had shorter ones, and so they were kind of like cutting over, and they didn't really make any sense. So I press it, and it goes... 30,000. I'm like, 30,000 what, man? What the fuck does any of this mean?
This is Vegas-style slots.
Right, yeah. I don't even understand what the fuck is any of this, you know? So I did my 5, and I just left it alone. It's like, do you want to play more? And I'm like, I don't think I was even playing them, mate. But like, so I closed that down, and then later on they said 4 free chips to play roulette, and I'm like, free is fine. So I went on there, and there's
my favourite price.
It is great. I don't know if you've ever been on these things, right? But rather than just an image of a roulette wheel, they've got a woman there who just stands there and in a half-hearted way just kind of like spins it and just talks over it. She's not a computer, right? I don't think she's CGI. I think she's a real person. I didn't look that closely at it. I was putting the stuff in. But she's...
Are those real tits?
Are those real tits? And she was like, hope you win, it's going to be good. Like, she was like like she'd been kidnapped and like she's forced to say these words. She's like,
please win.
I hope you do.
It's the only way I get out of here.
Please let me leave. And like, so someone just jumps into shot and pulls her out and replaces her with someone else. No, so I put 2 on. I was like, I think I've got 2. Did I say 2? So I clicked on these things and I put them on 28 black, which is a number I like to bet on, and it didn't come in. And then I saw I had still had 2 more, and I'm like, oh my god, I've got 2 more. This is amazing. So I put them on 28 black again. I watched the thing spin round for an eternity. She's like, hope you win this time, in this really disenchanted way. And then it came in 28 black, and I won £35. And it was fucking amazing. And it was at so hap. So then I came in, I went, that's 34-1. So it went £35. And I was like, shit me, that's coming out immediately. So I was just like, and there was no, I was like, cash out, and it was like, do you want to add more chips? I'm like, no, I don't want to add any more chips. I want to take out the chips I've got. And then eventually I found the bit where it was, and it says, so chips to cash into chips. And I was like, no, where's the... And you click on it, it says chips into cash. I was like, yes, that's what we're talking about. £35 lands in my account, immediately comes out. I'm like, thank you very much. Free shit at Coral. I love it. I don't encourage you all to gamble, But if you are gambling, I hope
Make sure you win.
Make sure you win out of fucking nothing. I didn't even. That would have been good. The house always wins unless you win, which I did. Right? It wasn't even like I put in £1 and got £35, so I netted 34. Every part of that money is mine. None of it is Coral's.
That's much better than my betting experience this weekend.
Oh, what did you put on bets on the American football?
I did my usual, NFL
Bet across all of them.
accumulator. I only did the early games, the 6 o'clock games.
Yeah.
And didn't win. Long story short, it's not a particularly interesting story.
Long story short, didn't fucking win.
Fuck that up.
Now people call them an ACCA.
An ACCA, yeah, I hate that.
But
that is totally nap.
It is nap. ACCA is napper. I'll tell you something about it. It sounds totally top bin, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's massively top bin.
You're going to have to explain this.
So top bin, if you don't know,
nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Thing you made up.
If you don't know, yeah, but Eddie knows, right? We were we do every Christmas. We do a Christmas bus crawl from Canterbury to Folkestone, and we get on the bus and we get off the bus at every pub, have a drink, get back on the bus, and we got into one of these pubs, and I was talking about how when you try and score a goal in the top corner of a goal. Basically, top corner is really good because obviously you've taken it as far away from the goalkeeper as possible and you've snuck it in without it going over, so it's a remarkable shot.
Yeah,
soccer, football, yeah, English football. So so I was talking about how I'd understood it from watching Soccer AM and other sort of "Way lads, right football, way Chelsea" type of people like to call it where you put it in the top corner. They put it in the top bin, stick it in the top bin, right? So stick it in the top bin became synonymous with that kind of concept of that kind of football, kind of laddie kind of culture. Not only because what they do on Soccer AM, I think, is they actually hold big bins like you get your rubbish bins, like your refuge bins outside your house. They pin one of those up and you have to kick your ball in the top bin, literally the top bin. And so we started calling it that. I started talking about how top bin was like a phrase we could say. It's a culture, a top bin, top bin. And then we're sitting around drinking for a while.
It's a verb.
And then
you can be a top bin.
Half an hour later, this guy came in and went, "Well, the wife let me out, so I thought I'd come down. All right, let's have a bit of a watch of the match. Stick Sky Sports on. What's going on?" And I quietly went, "Top bin." And so top.
Yeah, and I promptly lost my shit for 10 minutes.
He was probably top bin.
And he came in the room and I was still laughing. And he was like,
What's going on
here?
What's going on? Chelsea? I don't even know why we're talking about top bin now. It is fucking top bin. Anyway, something was top bin. So I don't remember the start.
I've totally lost the train as well.
But I think I was talking about winning.
ACCA.
Put on a fucking ACCA, mate. Put on an
totally
ACCA. Thank you.
ACCA,
yeah. And ACCA. ACCA is a top bin phrase.
Mm-hmm.
ACCA is so top bin. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Stick on if I went into a bookies, which I won't because it's locked down and I have the internet.
Duff Valley has contributed 6,000 total to the 12-hour
stream challenge.
Normally it usually puts me up at like a percentage, but it hasn't done that today. It must be about 60-70% by now. Perhaps somebody can tell me.
Getting exciting.
It's going to happen, I think.
But it is a massively... Do you know, I went into a bookies one time. I don't bet very often. And when I was betting on the American football. And I bet on the fact that... And there's a cheerful bookie. I think it's having an issue that keeps stuttering. Or is it just me? I don't know. We'll have to find out if other people think that.
0 dropped frames. Frame rate looks good. So I think it's just you.
It's perfect here, Keris. Go fuck yourself.
Restart the router, Keris.
No, just checking. Just checking. Thanks very much. Checking. I went into this bookies and I put on a bet for would the first play of the Super Bowl, the first score of the Super Bowl be a safety, which is hard to achieve, but I did achieve it one time at a 50-1
during the
it's Denver
LA
Broncos.
Oh, was it the Broncos one?
Yeah, because it was Peyton Manning.
Oh, okay.
Which is a pity because I like Peyton.
The Patriots Rams one. Okay.
It was so I basically won £50 on this.
Thing that really should not.
On a bet that shouldn't have come in because I think it was 50-1 and I put on a quid. That it was 100-1 and I put on 50p, maths and all that, and I won it and I won £50. Now, whenever we go into the bookies, the guy who runs the bookies down the road is all like, all right, lads, have a sheet, put on a like, really encouraging us. Do you want? They always lay out snacks as well.
Woo! Thank you for the bits.
Nova Charter.
He's read the thing, look. Says down there, enjoying the show, cheer for us with some Twitch bits. He's obviously enjoying Alex.
Yes, he is enjoying it. He loves it. Now, what I was going to say was, like, when you go into a bookie, sometimes they provide like little buffet snacks, just like the racists do, just like the fascists do in our episode.
Yeah.
So we're eating all these.
Oh, there it is.
Snacks.
Community challenge
75% completed.
As if by magic.
That's 3/4.
That's
All
maths.
I know maths about everything.
You're so good at maths,
I know,
mate.
I'm so good at maths. Yeah, anyway, so I came in and I saw this guy and he's like, have some sausage rolls, lad. Have some crisps, lads. Or why don't you have a little Super Bowl sheet? Just fill it out. There you go. No problems. You want one? And he was like lovely and amazing. And when I went in to collect my winnings, I've never seen him like this before. But I went in to collect my winnings and he was like, all right, what do you want? And I was like, oh, I won this.
I won, sir. Can
I have some money?
Please?
And he was like, I said, I won some money. He said, did you? And I was like, picked up the thing, and I said, yeah, it was, it's a bet on the Super. I felt like really stupid about the whole thing. I was like, yeah, it was a bet on the Super Bowl, and it's on last night. He was like, yeah. And I was like, it was like, it was a safety, and if it's a safety, then I'll explain. By the way, I don't need to explain the bet. He just bleeps a motherfucker and gives me cash. But there's me like a dickhead, just going like, yeah, like it was safety, and he was, I bet it was, wasn't it? And I'm like, well, it was, yeah, because otherwise I wouldn't be standing here.
Otherwise, I'd have been going, that's the end of that.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be seeing me. The fact that I'm standing in front of you suggests I'm here for money. Now, fucking give it to me. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Jesus, I'm the only person here. Put the fucking sausage rolls away and get me 50 quid. I've never been back there.
So what company is that you've boycotted?
Coral. But not on... But...
Online.
Not online. That was the real person.
Do you know who I've
That's who I got the roulette from.
Yeah,
I'm up for like 80 quid versus...
It all comes full circle. Do you know who I've boycotted bet-wise?
Who have you Paddy Power?
Paddy Power,
Paddy
correct. Have I told you this story?
No, but like, I think we both have bet with Paddy Power in the past, so it's the only one I know you bet with.
Like, Paddy Power fucked me over big time.
Oh, I know this!
And I will tell you, if you are a person that would ever consider betting on American football, don't go to Paddy Power. They don't have a fucking clue about the sport of American football at all. So
Don't get me started on betting.
Don't get me started on Paddy Power for sure. And
faux show, man.
And I like passive aggressively make this joke all the time on Twitter and various places. And nobody gets it because nobody knows the story. So now you will, and you can like and retweet it away because you'll understand the story. Last year, Ravens versus Bills. Okay? I put some random bets on it. I was just going through their list of what they were offering. And they offered the bet, and there was ridiculous odds on it. Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
That was the wording. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen to score a touchdown. Of course, the best quarterback in the league and Josh Allen will score a touchdown. Of fucking course they will. They'll probably score like 3 or 4 each.
Yeah.
Big time. Easy. I'm going to put my money on that because that's an easy bet.
Mortgage your house, put the whole thing on
I don't normally bet more than pennies. I'm not a huge better. I just go for the big accumulator. So I put on like 10 pence and win 70 quid if 20 results come in, something like that.
Yes.
But this one I was like, that's a dead cert. Of course these guys are going to score a touchdown.
Shut up and take my money.
So I put £10 on it.
Woo!
Which is the most I've ever bet on anything ever.
Last the big spenders. Hey,
Hello,
Captain Brilliant.
I'm just encouraging you not to bet with Paddy Power, which is my own opinion, and you cannot claim any kind of slander on it.
Yes, no, it's just an opinion.
So I put this bet on. I'm watching Red Zone, nice and happy. See Lamar Jackson just going bosh, 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 just scoring touchdowns left, right, and centre. He scores 4 on the night. I'm like, okay, excellent. Turn it over. It's a little bit more touch and go with Josh Allen
because he's not as good.
He's relying on his running game, and he's not as good as Lamar Jackson. He's still good, but he's not as good as Lamar Jackson.
No.
But then, third quarter, all of a sudden, Josh Allen takes the ball himself, runs into the end zone. I'm like, he scored. Excellent. They both have touchdowns.
I've won.
Wait for this game to finish, We'll wait until like 9:30, something like that. This
settle
game
the
will finish. The money will come pouring into my bank account. Job done. So I'm sat there. It's 9:30. The second lot of games have started, the late games, if you will. And there's nothing in my account. I'm like, what is this bullshit? Check the bet. Lost.
And you're like, how have I lost the bet?
Excuse me? I'm like, okay. So I tried to get onto their customer service. Obviously, 9 p.m. on a Sunday, they're not there. Despite having, award-winning customer service, apparently. They're not there at 9:30 on a Sunday.
Just tidying myself up,
okay,
everybody.
Fine. So the next morning, I get onto them. And they're like, excuse me, you said I lost this bet.
You lost the belt.
But I won this bet. Lamar Jackson scored 4 touchdowns, and Josh Allen eventually ended up with 3. He had a bit of a run after that one. So I'm like, there was only 1 touchdown needed from each. They far exceeded that.
Why have I not won money?
And they're like, could you provide some evidence of that? I'm like, yeah, NFL.com, ESPN.com, CBS.com, and just listed off a bunch of websites. All of these websites have stats which will easily tell you that they have fucking scored touchdowns. Lost me there. Hello, you mothers. No, I get it. And they're like, no, that's not really good enough. Could you provide a screenshot? Okay, so screenshot their stats. Put a big fucking circle because I did it on my phone.
Mark it up.
Circle. This one means TD. TD means touchdown. Give me my fucking money. Like, okay, right. We'll send that off to the settlers, I think is the term that they used, and we'll get back to you.
The settlers.
Days pass. I hear nothing. I'm on them every 24 hours, like, yeah, money, please. Hey. And they're like, oh, well, we found that Josh Allen scored, but Lamar Jackson didn't. I'm like, mate, I've just screenshot, circle, website, source. Here's all the fucking evidence you need. They both scored. Stop being dicks. Give me my fucking money. Just goes on and on. And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll send it to the manager. I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah. Over and over and over. No result. Eventually, this fucking obtuse dickhead comes on and is like, yeah, Josh Allen scored a touchdown, but Lamar Jackson definitely didn't score a touchdown. What? Like, yeah, no, he didn't score the touchdown. Like
the receiver scored the
Mark Andrews and Haskins and somebody else. Like, here are the touchdown scorers, and it was like all the receivers and the running backs. I'm like, yes.
When we say,
allow me to introduce you to the sport of American football, in which there are 2 ways to score a touchdown. A, you run the ball in yourself. It's called a rushing touchdown. Or B, person A throws the ball to person B, they catch it. That's called a passing touchdown.
Yes.
Lamar Jackson did 4 of those. Give me my fucking money.
So is this coming down to just semantics on their part?
Yes, they do not recognise a passing touchdown as a touchdown.
So he would have had. So what it really meant is they would both have to run
the bet. If to not pay me the bet, they would have had to say Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen to score a rushing touchdown.
Yes.
That is not the wording of the bet.
Did you get your money?
I did not get my money. I got my stake back and then promptly withdrew all of my money from them and never used them again.
These guys.
So every now and again I make the joke, oh, blah, blah, blah had a great game. He scored 4 touchdowns. Or as Paddy Power class it, no touchdowns.
No touchdowns. Hey, do you know, I'm glad
we do it with big guys like Tom Brady and Lamar and Patrick Mahomes.
I'm glad we set that up because in like about 4 weeks' time, you'll
bullshit.
get to do that.
It's not.
Do that joke again. Although I had a good Paddy Power story where I should have lost because I think I had to win by a certain amount. I had like these people had to score. Various teams had to score by about like a certain amount of points in order to win. So it's like, I don't know, Pittsburgh by 10, Kansas City by 20, and like the Giants by at least by at least 3 or something like that. But it
I
had
think
to
I
be,
remember this.
It was more than 3. I think it was at 3 plus something like that, and I got 3 on the money. And I was like, oh, I've done it. That's 3, that's this, that's that. And then when I looked back over it, it was like more than or greater than or something like that. And I was like, oh shit. And I looked at my account and I had the money, but I had just slightly less. And what they'd done was they were like, oh, we've paid you it out, as it were, but not the whole thing because you didn't get quite enough. I was like, I've definitely won this. And oh yeah, no, and I hadn't got the money and I complained. I was like, hang on a minute, I've done all this. And they're like, oh no, well, you didn't quite get it right, but we'll give you like...
Yes, and that's the thing, right? Wow, who bets on the Giants? That's a good question.
Well, it was, it was just part of the bet.
As somebody who...
It was an acca, mate. It was a fucking acca.
As somebody who's worked in retail, has worked dealing with customers and customer service, surely, placed with my situation, the difference of 80 quid, which is fuck all to these people.
Oh, yeah.
Go, yes, you were right. This wording was not correct. Here is your bet. We will clean up that terminology going forward. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. No, fuck you. You're not getting anything.
The fucking
you can
nap,
fight
man.
You can fight your ass off just to get your steak back because... This has definitely been a ranty fucking podcast.
It really has, but that's kind of what the whole point of this is. If you've ever had a problem with betting, let us know.
Stirred up the feelings once again.
And
that was my opinion. Fuck Paddy Power.
Incidentally,
anyone else?
That came from my roulette story, which was a Hap story.
I know.
We managed to take a Hap.
We haven't even gone into a nap.
I know. What is nap for you? Or do you want me to do what's nap for me?
No, I'll go.
Yeah, you go.
I'm on a tear now, so
you do it, I'll do it, and then we'll do the one we got, yeah?
Perfect.
Cool.
So what's nap is this fucking COVID sequel that we are just entering into.
COVID 2. The cunting.
COVID harder.
Cunt 2. Cunts 2. COVID 2. Yeah, I like the
COVID. That's the third one. The COVID strikes back.
I'm going to read that out in a minute because you're actually right, it is Hap. But yeah, But COVID never went away, right? You know when people said, we might have a second spike, people said. And I'm like, we were never really out. We've just always, there's never been a feeling.
I mean, from the spike, it did come all the way down. And there was a point in which that was continually declining. We were at a point where we could have put the virus at bay. But instead, in their infinite dictum, our wonderful British government decided that it was a good idea to reopen the pubs, reopen the schools, send everybody back to work, carry on like fucking nothing was happening.
Jesus.
And oh, what a surprise, up we come again. And we get to September when all the kids are back at school. It's all right. The children aren't as affected by COVID as everybody else.
No, they're not, but they can catch it.
Incubators, you dicks.
Yeah, they'll have it and they'll bring it. The sequel to COVID is actually called COVIDs. Yes,
so
very
to look
good.
forward to,
and it's better than the first one, Eddie Stone. It's much better. First one's more of a horror. The second one's more of an action. That's what I'm going to say about COVIDs. Bigger cast, more people die, but it's so quotable. COVIDs, the sequel, far more quotable.
Mostly.
Sorry.
Nova Chad says something to look forward to stateside. Not so much because you've not really come down at any point. You've just been spike from April through to now. So
Charlotte,
more of the same for you.
this is the worst part of my everyday life. Yeah, us too, by the way.
Yeah,
like, is that you're not here?
Everyone.
I presume you'll mention it as like a kind of a teachery thing. I don't know if I'm right, but it does sound like you're kind of entitled.
She works at the place we are going to be mentioning shortly.
I've just got to. Oh, oh yeah, cool. Right, yeah, no, cool. You're gonna love it then. But yeah, no. When you say this is the worst part of my everyday life, it's like you and millions of others.
Yeah, I mean, we were very close. We were this close to this not happening today.
Wow.
Because my daughter had a cold.
Yeah.
It was very clearly a cold.
Yes.
But living with a 2-year-old, you can't not get that cold. So my wife and I got that cold.
Oh, okay. But you don't have it now. You don't seem to have it now anyway.
No, I never really had it that bad.
No.
But for Karis, it developed into a cough. What happens when you get a cough in 2020?
You think it's COVID and you have to have a test.
Everyone else thinks it's COVID and you've got to have a test.
Mm-hmm. somebody.
What else happens in September of 2020? Can't really get a test, can you?
No.
So all that results is you can't go anywhere. You can't get a test. You just stay at home.
I mean, in fairness, I was staying at home anyway, so it wouldn't have
Yeah.
affected me. But like,
But luckily, tests were sorted. Clears were.
God, the tests are horrid. I hear you have to put it down your throat in a car park.
Yes, you have to do it yourself. Yeah.
You know, which for some people, you know, it's probably just
But you know,
a regular time in a car park.
When we started this week, I was planning on a week of okay, well, child isn't going to nursery, and
Yeah.
we're stuck in this fucking house, like going stir crazy the entire fucking week. It's going to be bullshit. I'm not going to be able to do Don't Get Me Started in person. I'm not going to be able to go and do fucking cocktails and bullshit on Saturday. I was like, this week sucks! And then on Tuesday morning at 5:30 a.m, Karis got the email saying, tests are negative. Yes! Child's going to nursery. Life is back again.
I love it. I know there's a bit scrolled up a little bit, but I think that Nova Charter said Massachusetts was trending down or something. I think he says like it was on the downward trend or something like that, and I'm just like, people don't like Massachusetts as much.
I mean, not to dwell on it too much, but obviously I follow what's happening in Illinois quite a lot. Who handled the whole thing at the beginning very, very well, and then did a Britain and totally fucked it up, and they're terrible now. So
did they get a bit ill?
They got complacent.
Annoying.
Not even going to address that joke.
Lol, to be fair, I've never silenced the class by coughing until now. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the thing. You know, for me, I was staying in already, so if I'd have got it, I'd have stayed in a little bit more. But you had things to do and shit to do,
Yeah.
so you know. So yeah, COVID 2. This time it's more fucking COVID.
The COVIDing.
The COVIDing. Attack of the Cove. It
only comes out at night.
Mostly. I tell you what. Do you know what's nap for me? Oh, by the way, did we see Nova turn up? So Nova's here. Nova, I thought you were at a party. Oh no, wait, this isn't the same time. It's not the same time.
Is that for cocktails? That was for cocktails like 2 weeks ago.
No, I was talking to Nova last night.
Oh really? He couldn't come for the last cocktails because he was at an in-laws party.
How many in-laws
Is this your
does he
stock
have?
excuse, Nova Charter?
I've got an in-laws party. Yeah, no, I was watching Nova Charter stream last night, and he said he probably wouldn't be able to come along to this one because
leaving later than I thought.
Right, okay. Because I suddenly realised that obviously it's earlier there for you than it is. It's not the time now there, but like, yeah, okay. But now I'm really glad that you're here. But I was like, yesterday, and I was saying this before you got here, but yesterday when I was watching your stream and you were saying to me, oh yeah, maybe I can come to that. Like, I was like, oh my God, this guy's taking his life in his hands. I don't know if you're both in the same room or in different rooms or like that, but your wife didn't do like a double take, like, you're getting your ass to this party. Just like, he's like, oh, I might be there, Alex. And I'm like, I gotta help you. But plus there'll be a buffet and you have a mini sausage roll or something. I'll tell you, but I talked about last night. I said I gave him a little tease that there was a problem. One of my naps had to do with a certain number 12, basically. And the number 12 I was talking about, which you successfully guessed, is Tom Brady. Because I was so angry the other day that the Bucks lost. I was just...
And that number 12 was deciding to be a number 2.
Yeah, he... I mean, you had to understand, and I'm going to give you the quick version if I can, because we're going to move on to another section. Oh, and do the thing that we're going to show you. But, like, the Buccaneers have been so bad for so long that I'm so used to being shit that I didn't need to worry about it. But now what's worse than that is having the idea that maybe this season will be good because we've got Tom Brady. But not only that, all of our guys are good, and all of our already good receivers will be good because Tom Brady will make them better. And then Gronk's coming in, and then we randomly get the Jacksonville running back who's good, Leonard Fournette, and it's just like everybody is making a beeline to the Bucks to make them collectively better. Like, one man would have made them amazing. But is it maybe there'll be a Cornish pasty there? No, there won't. That's a pity. You know, by the way, just breaking in my stupid anecdote about how much I fucking hate the Bucks at the moment. I love them. Yeah. I think that's fair. Maybe you should when you go up to your father-in-law, just like, listen, I was watching these guys and they were at least adequately funny. And and I came to this shit. What the fuck where's the Cornish pasty? And then you just kind of take this thing, just like flip the fucking table and all these fucking things go and everyone's like, oh, what's just happened? By the way, please do that. That'd be fucking amazing. But yeah, we had all these people, all these amazing players, and then I thought, well, I said to my brother, we're still going to be shit though. That's the worst thing about this, is that even with all this stuff, because what I was saying to you before we started is that anyone who supports like an amazing team just sits there and chills out and watches their team. When you support the Bucks, like if you support the Browns or something, you just like kind of sit watching it like this. You know, even on the coin toss, like you're like, oh shit, will it be heads? I don't know, like that, because like, you know, it's you're just.
I mean, I can relate as a Bears fan. You know?
Do you know what I mean?
Where this weekend I had people convincing me that we had a chance to beat the Lions. I'm like, if you say so,
whatever, man. But if you support the Chiefs, then you may as well be just, I'll have some. Yeah, that's great. Oh, was that 2 more touchdowns in the time? Yeah, okay, perfect, like that. So I wanted for once to support a team that wouldn't just fucking shit the bed. And we're watching this team, and they came out like the coolest motherfuckers. The defense just started pounding these guys into fucking shit. And then Tom Brady's like, bam, bam. And he throws this ball up and he lofts this ball. And it's like, oh my God, that's amazing. And it's going towards, Godwin. It's going towards Godwin. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's going to go to him. And part of me thought, oh shit, it's not, he won't catch it. He won't catch it. I know he won't catch it because Jameis Winston's fucking horrible, you know. And then I was like, oh no, wait. We don't have Jameis Winston anymore. And the guy caught it beautifully on the sidelines, bounced on his toes and just went, I'm like, everything's amazing. We went in for a touchdown. I'm like, oh my God.
Was it right in front of Jameis Winston? Because that was amazing.
Like, fuck you. Yeah. Because he plays for the Saints.
For the Saints now.
Yeah, it's like, by the way, this is how you play. And like everyone was, so for 15 minutes.
That's actually what Brady did.
Yeah, that is actually what Brady did. It was like, fuck.
Interception.
Fuck you. But that's turned out exactly what he was like. He looked across and like part way through, I think, Jameis Winston must have just been like, by the way, this is how you throw an interception. But at any rate, there was about 15 minutes of my team being amazing, and then they turned to utter dog shit before my very eyes. So fuck them, man. Oh, man. I've never been so happy to what, like, normally in sports, I just kind of sit like this. But I was so fucking happy that I was so, you know, equally sad. But anyway, so there you go. Fucking...
It's more the letdown that's nap for you, isn't it?
There was
so much hype. And, you know, that's a dream team.
But by the way, it is a dream team. But it isn't just like that they were bad, because he threw 2 interceptions, one of which was like a miscommunication, one of which was just bullshit. But, like, it was the fact that one of the things they gave up, not that it gets a bit too sportsy, and I don't want to do that, but ultimately, they tried to get him to jump offside because they only had inches to go. So the team that's on offense is trying to fool the team into thinking the ball's been snapped by doing what's known as the hard count. So you make all these noises and try and make it look like you're about to go. So your defense jumps across the line, causing an infraction, and you just like, it's a cheeky thing to do. But don't worry, because all professional...
Nobody falls for it.
Nobody falls for it.
That's high school shit, man.
Honestly, once you get out of high school, once you get out of college, you never do this sort of stuff. And certainly not a professional fucking outfit like these guys. And the commentator said, oh, they're going to try and make him jump offside here. And before that, I turned to my brother, I think they're going to try and make him jump offside. But me, as a British guy with no fucking knowledge, even I know not to do this. And then this fucking lone buccaneer just goes, like that. And I'm just like, oh, you dickheads. So it wasn't that we were bad. It was that we were just like embarrassingly, pathetically bad. Like in a kind of like, oh, this is super awkward. But me, if I know what's going on, oh shit. Do you know, maybe I should go for a coaching position at the Bucks at some stage. I mean, and I'll say that in my email. I say, hi, I knew that they shouldn't have jumped offside, so perhaps you could consider me for a position. Yours, Alex Borton.
You're hired.
I know, right? So, shall we show the video? The thing?
Yeah, introduce it first.
Oh, yeah, of course, yes, I will. So, we're going to do one last nap thing, right? Because I watched this advert the other day, and it just...
Just as a quick thing, we've spent 40 minutes on This Is Happening.
Oh, shit.
Well,
I hope you're all enjoying it, man. If you are, just say, yes, actually, this is fine. I'll move the fuck along. But I don't mind. We'll move the fuck along. But, yeah, so I watched this advert, and we're going to show it to you. And it's kind of a little bit amateurish in a purposeful way. But it just, everything that this person says gets under my skin, and the whole thing is shit and annoying. So why don't you watch it? We'll probably watch it twice. Why don't you watch it and see what you fucking think of this advert, whether it's hap or nap.
Hello, Asda. This is the advert you should be making.
Fuck.
Go!
Action!
Just making an advert, Christine.
Sorry, ain't it, Sonny?
It's time to bring Asda Price back to the people. You see, Asda are always working hard
knew it,
so
you
we can
kids.
get a little more and pay a little less. Why pay more? That's Asda price. Pocket tap, pocket tap. It's the pocket tap for our time.
Fuck it up.
Just filming a commercial, mate. Call you back in 5. They'll probably cut that, won't they?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Pocket tap is back is all I've heard for days.
By the way, right, so that guy is clearly an actor pretending to be like an everyman,
Life.
right? Well, and in that regard, he does it very well. Like, I mean, I'm certain it's not a real person, like a real kind of everyman.
I'm convinced. Yeah.
He is brilliant as being fucking irritating member of the public. But unfortunately, assessing it on its acting level is not what the advert is aiming to do.
No, you're assessing it on its merits, of which there are none.
When he kind of goes like, he says, yes, it's Hasda price with an H in front of it, and then the kid says, it doesn't say action, just goes and then he goes, yeah, I'm just filming a commercial. Oh, what was the bit? Oh, I just fucking hate the whole thing. The bit that I hate the most, the bit that I fucking wrenches is nap.
You know how this works.
It's what was I gonna say? It's the bit where he goes something like, all you want is to pay a little less, save a little bit of money. That thing is the most irritating thing of the whole bit, where he kind of goes like, you know what? Just like, all you want to do is save a little bit of money. That's what we all want, isn't it? Like that, which is just fucking just so fucking irritating and top bin and fucking prickish. That does not make me want to go to Asda or Walmart if I was in the States.
Tried to comment earlier, but had to go onto the app to comment. But then a Star Trek advert came up. That's hap.
A Star Trek? What Star Trek? A Star Trek advert for what? I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Tell us what Star Trek advert was on. You should always want to go to Asda. They're great. Well, not if that guy's there.
I like Asda.
I'd like it a little bit less.
A game of some sort, so
A Star Trek game.
Timelines or something.
In the future.
I like Asda. It's just a bit far away from me. I loved Asda when I lived across the road from it.
Oh yeah, when
That
you
was
lived over there. I
amazing.
mean, I'm quite close to it.
You're not too bad.
I never
it's
go
probably
there.
your closest supermarket. Now
It
that you mention
is.
it.
I sometimes go there, but like I never really tend to as on a regular thing. I'll disown you if you both if you don't own me now. Wait, is your other half on the stream? Because you know
It was here.
was he? Right. If you don't like it, like the store, I'll find a way. Shit.
I will buy you and I will return you.
I mean, this is getting sexy, right? As far as I'll find a way to own you. Pocket tap. Yeah, so that's bullshit, wasn't it? You got to look that advert up. It is nonsense. You can watch it. Am I in it, Sonny? No, yeah, you're in it. Yeah, we're all fucking in it. It's not a good thing, man. And then he cycles his children in a little cart and a bike. And I'm like, oh, man. So they're obviously like, hey, you know, it's environmentally friendly as well. I'm not driving a car. Everything about that fucking advert is so fucking nap. Shall we move on?
Shall we do our new segment, which doesn't have a sting?
Yes. What?
Okay, so
Oh, yeah, go for it.
in our new segment, a segment that I like to call Cool Wall that totally isn't ripped off from Top Gear, we would like to solicit anything from you, and we will decide whether that is hap, nap, mega hap, or mega nap.
Right, so just to be clear, because we were talking about just before, they get to say a thing in the chat, and I say hap or nap.
And we'll discuss it and decide. We have to unanimously decide.
Oh, do we?
There is one wall,
Oh. One wall to rule them all.
whether it's any good or not.
Okay, sure. We'll sling something on the chat if you want to. If not, this section doesn't really work. And then we will decide, because if it was Asda, given that's what we're talking about, not the advert, but like growing your own carrots. I mean, it's just... I mean, I have to say, I think it's a bit nap. I mean, it just feels like the kind of thing you do, just kind of like...
Yeah, I wouldn't do it generally.
It seems like one of those things where people go, I've got an allotment, and then I made all my carrots and stuff, and I brought them back, and I didn't go to them. And I'm like, shut up, just buy them from a shop, not Asda.
Yeah, it was a fun activity for not me, for
Yeah.
my wife to do with our daughter, but yeah.
I mean, I don't want to, because I feel you might be hedging towards, a hap, and I'd be hedging towards a nap.
No, I mean, it wasn't growing carrots with your daughter, it was just growing carrots.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to say nap.
I'm going to say nap. Yeah,
it's nap. Growing carrots is nap. Hashtag living my best life. Mega nap. Do we even need to?
Is that like a hashtag where people kind of like put something on Instagram like, I'm amazing? Yeah, that's fucking nap. COVID Christmas. You're wrong. COVID Christmas is fucking mega nap. Well, we're not going to do anything. COVID Christmas. A COVID Christmas. We're going to write a COVID Christmas single. That's what I want.
Wish you were COVID Christmas.
Like, if there isn't a COVID-related Christmas UK hit, we should be fucking writing that.
And so this is Christmas.
So this is COVID.
We're all fucking locked down.
See, it writes itself. Chipotle mayo. Fucking mega hap. I love Chipotle mayo. That's kind of all spicy and cool. What do you think about that? Oh, we got to agree on it, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd say it's hap. I wouldn't go.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, you're probably right. I got a bit overexcited there. Hap. Yeah,
he
that's
blew
hap.
his Chipotle mayo.
I did. All over, everywhere. It's a bit spicy.
COVID Christmas is an easy way to get out of seeing people you don't want to see.
Hey,
but let me just tell you, when you just tell the people you don't like that you don't like them,
Alex was right. I am right.
You don't have to deal with that.
See above Jeremy's desire to be very explicit with people.
Christmas? No, you're a prick. Fuck off.
I don't have any problem with this. What I find is interesting is when people go, I have to see the family at Christmas. I mean, old Teddy's annoying and Uncle blah, blah, blah always pisses me off. And we have a terrible time in a row, but, it's Christmas. I've never once had that. Because if there's someone I don't like, I just don't fucking see them. Yeah, that's how it works with everything. One time, just shortly after the referendum, I'd gone out for my sister-in-law's birthday, and she had brought along her dickhead racist mate who thought that immigration did not affect the referendum policy, and that the reason why people had voted for it had nothing to do with racism, which was nonsense because some people very clearly did, and obviously a lot of their campaign was breaking point with all these lots of kind of like ethnic faces kind of suggesting that we're full and all that sort of shit. So she was like, I can't believe it and stuff like that. And when she said that at a family dinner, I stood up. Well, I talked to her and trying to make sure she wasn't being a dickhead. When I worked out she was being a dickhead, I stood up, paid my money, and left. Nice. And after that, they wanted to bring her for Christmas, and like they had to lie and pretend she didn't tell me she was coming. We all sat down for Christmas dinner, and then they just brought her in at the last minute. And I was like, "The fuck are you doing?" They were just like, Alex won't, because they said, "Well, we thought you wouldn't come," and I was like, "Yes, you're right. I wouldn't have come." And they're like, "Oh. Why not?" And I said, "Why do you think?" "Oh, because she's a fucking racist idiot." And I'm like, yes, correct. But she wasn't a racist idiot. She just said, she opined at how she thought that Paul McCartney was awful because he once did drugs. I'm like,
what?
Yeah, Paul McCartney did drugs, so I don't like him or any of the Beatles' music.
That excuses everything.
Fuck me, man. Have you not listened to Magical Mystery Tour? Jesus.
That spoils all the fun if you admit to not liking them.
I've forgotten what I wasn't meant to like now.
You and I do fun different, Charlotte. I'm just saying.
Oh, if you admit to not like... Yeah, no, in fairness, it's very fortunate for me because actually I like all my family. It's only this stupid idiot that kind of keeps... But thankfully, I won't ever be seeing her again. I just want to talk about it further, but I don't because I can't. But I'll tell you about it later. But, yeah, so... Fucking...
That's a few things on the wall. That gets us started.
That's on the call. Yeah, that's good. That's how that...
Get your brains going.
Things.
There's going to be a physical kind of
wall.
Digital wall at some point.
Yes.
But not right now.
Oh.
Right now, I think...
Are we going to do...
Do you want to do that one or do you want to do the other one?
I want to do this one.
Okay.
I love it, and I think we're on the route.
Let's do this one.
Am I the asshole? No, it's the children who are wrong.
I'll never see her again. Doesn't sound dodgy, because I murdered her. No, because, like, the people that I knew that are connected to us, I don't see anymore, so I don't see her anymore. So, but I don't want to get into it.
And also, telling someone you think they're a massive bellend kind of
ruins
them not want to come near you again. Should I go back to that house where that guy told me I'm a racist prick?
By the way, right?
No,
it was a few years ago, and I'd lost some weight, and she came in, and she was like, "Oh, hello, Alex," and I'm like, "Hello." Actually, that was more creepy than hating. Hello. Anyway, I was just annoyed, and she said, "Oh, you've lost some weight," and I'm like, "Oh, Jesus, are we doing this? Is this what we're doing?" and that's what popped into my head, and out of my mouth came, oh, Jesus, is that what we're doing? Shit, is that what is really? Is this it?
You're like, oh, that filter didn't work. Anyway,
we're now going to do. Is this my one?
Yes.
One of my friends. Yes. Okay. Am I the arsehole? I'm going to read it out. We all get to decide. Here we go. One of my friends decided he wants to stop showering. Oh, Jesus. Fuck me. By the way,
good ones, Alex.
This never disappoints. This is always amazing. One of my friends decided he wants to stop showering. Yeah. He's made it into some kind of ethical point. He argues that people should care more about being a good person.
Already us.
Already. Is it Tommy?
And that was the segment we like to call.
It's just so easy. Is it Tommy? Yeah, it could be Tommy. He argues that people should care more about being a good person than their bodies. And he literally uses this as a weeding out test to show that people who complain about his smell care about inferior things like hygiene and not superior things like being a good person. For example, he says the people who get mad at him for not showering and smelling don't get upset with him when he walks past the homeless person without helping them. So this is all a grand test to show how shallow people are, I guess. Anyways, I told him that you don't have to decide whether to... This is what I was thinking, and you are all thinking this too. I told him that you don't have to decide whether to shower or to be a good person. You can be both. And his smelling just makes everyone around him uncomfortable. I also got angry and told him that he was being an elitist with his talk of people caring about inferior things, and I won't be hanging out with him until he showers. He said that he feels unsupported as a friend. Am I the arsehole? So is this person an arsehole? I don't
So
know.
the question is about not the non-showering person, his friend who has said, I'm not fucking coming near you until you shower. Is that guy the arsehole?
Yeah. Coming from someone who has no choice when people get close, it matters. Such an ass. Not the arsehole. They are not the arsehole. Rooster.
Rooster Beast.
Rooster Beast.
He's a cool dude.
I love it. If I ever meet this stanky dude, I'm going to piss on him. See how fast he showers then. Oh, snap.
Well, it may just add to the musk. Perhaps he won't.
Some people have a natural musk.
He's like, oh, I got wet. That'll do.
Nah, he's so in the right. I disown a dirty kid. You fucking disown it. You're disowning everybody. Do you know what the word...
Except for your own family.
You use this word a lot. I do not think it means what you think it means. Yeah. I disown this bitch so hard. No, you're not the arsehole. Your friend who want... they're not mutually exclusive. You can be a nice person. I'm a nice person and I shower. I don't have to pick one. I go, oh shit, I want to give some money to charity. Better not shower.
The thing is, right, it not only is he spiting the people around him by being a smelly dickhead, he's spiting himself because there is a level of personal hygiene that lets you continue your life without getting ill and damaging your own body.
Yeah. I don't know how he's made a connection between this. What it says here, he says people who get mad at him for not showering and smelling don't get upset with him when he walks past a homeless person without helping them. I don't understand. They don't get
pissed off at the smelly person when he walks past a homeless person without giving them some money, I guess.
I guess he's like, well, it's like you gave some money, so you're good. I don't think he doesn't really have an ethical point. There is no correlation or connection between them.
That's the thing. That's
the problem.
Correlation.
In his brain, which is kind of unhinged in some way, he's made a connection that's like, well, I shouldn't have to smell. I can smell if I want because I'm a good person, so...
If people are good, they will tolerate my smelliness.
Yeah, and he's basically said people should care more about being a good person. Because we should care more about being a good person, I'm allowed to therefore...
Stink like fuck.
Yeah. And it's like... That's like saying... You could say anything. You could say anything. So I'm such a good person that it allows me to do ... And please feel free. Because like...
I'm such a good person that it allows me to stab a bitch once.
Yeah, but I'm a good person. So not just... Why stop here? Why stop here with the smelling? It's like, I'm such a good person and superior to you all that then when I sit on the bus, I have a wank. I just openly masturbate on a bus. But I'm a good person... And if you don't agree that I'm jizzing on the seats or the person in front, then you're just not a nice person.
I'm such a good person, I should be able to rob a bank.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
You should. You're such a good person, right? But this is not a quid pro quo.
I'm owed
right?
my due.
What's that? Yeah, exactly. I thought you pressed the button. I thought it was going to be like all happy and nappy.
No.
But yeah, no, exactly. It's not quid pro quo. You don't get. If anything, there's no ethical aspect to saying if so then. Right. Enough of that. Do you want to do your one?
Yes. We're on the same page today. The second. Am I the arsehole? My sister has chosen to throw her birthday party at a nightclub with a strict dress code of designer nightlife attire and designer streetwear. I do not own either of those, nor feel the need to buy a new expensive outfit just to fit the dress code of this club. My family thinks it would be selfish if I didn't go, but personally I think it's kind of selfish of her to expect everyone to own expensive designer clothing to wear just for one night. Am I the arsehole?
Is this Matt Moat? He's the kind of person that would never want to buy, like, if you have to do this thing, you have to pay for this thing.
Just a quick one, because that one's amazing. I donated bone marrow so I can carry out racist attacks.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. This is it. It doesn't work like that. So this person's sister wants to go to an Expenso club. That's what they do in the clubs. And all the ones I go to anyway. And as a result, he is not allowed admission unless he also dresses up like a blinging motherfucker. What? I don't know what I'm doing. So
I don't know what you're doing either, but I'm happy to let you continue.
And he doesn't want to spend money just to go in stupid club with an expensive, like, with a dress code that's so much as like, what's your tag there? Next, get the fuck out. So this is actually Levi's, so I'd be fine. But I mean, I
don't know what Death Valley's doing there.
He seems
He's
like
just saying arse.
Is he answering a question in Jeopardy when they intentionally know it's not correct? She's the arse, not him. I won't waste my money for one night. One night. You disown her, Charlotte. Disown her right now. Ring her up. Disown her. Get her on the buzz. Yeah, you disown, mate. Nobody.
See, I'm the person. I'm the guy that during.
Damn right I would. You're damn right.
During university, people were like, "Should we go to this place?" And they were like, "Yeah, let's go to this place." And like, dress code, shoes. I'm like, "Well, that's the end of that place." Like, can't you come out wearing shoes? I'm like,
you were barefoot your entire time at uni.
No. It's the type of place that makes me wear shoes. Fuck that.
It's like people who have stag or hen do's that run over $1,000. Stop deciding to spend other people's money. I'm totally with you. This is things like, right, so I'm having a stag do, and it's in Greece, and we're all going to stay out there for a week, and it's going to cost like £5,000. And it's like, yeah, I can't do that, man. You've priced me out, and you priced fucking everybody else out. I mean, should I ever get married? And by the way, I'm playing fast and loose with that thing, this, because like, my girlfriend's not watching because she's in the Czech Republic. So there's no way she's seeing me debate the will I, won't I.
There's video on demand. She can see it.
She's never going to watch this back and discuss. Well, anyway, anyway, I'm not going to get into it. But should I get married? I just said I think I said one time to somebody, my stag do would be like, we'll go up to London, we'll all see a musical, then we'll go to an indie club, and we'll probably have a burger.
Burger? I'm in.
And that was... I'm so presumptuous that you might expect you'd be getting an invite to my
Definitely come in.
I have to say, if you're
there's no question. If I'm not coming, I'm going to burn it down. So you make your choice, man.
By the way, this place that we can just go. I mean, not now because it's COVID, but I mean, we could just go to an indie club, go and get a burger, and go and see a musical. We don't need to get married to do that. I mean, not me and you. I mean, you're already married, and but
getting my fucking petrol.
But like, yeah, no, I'm totally with you. If you don't look like Ali G, then get the fuck out, man. Honestly, I didn't even have a hen night. Waste of money.
Nah, teeth are wrong. Move on.
I remember one time, we did cocktails and bullshit the other day, and we had Tim on. Okay, good idea. Tim wanted us all to go to a pub in Canterbury, and he had kept sending us messages saying, right, by the way, we're going to go into this place. It's quite a nice place, so no tracksuits, all right? Just no tracksuits. And we don't.
Who in our circle of friends wears a tracksuit?
And none of us own or wear tracksuits, and we don't even have one to put on. He was like, and then we got another, and he told us this when we saw him around his house. And then a couple of weeks later, he sent us a text like, "Oh, by the way, don't forget, no tracksuits. They won't have tracksuits."
So how many tracksuits did you order?
Captain Brilliant and other Matt, both bought a tracksuit from Sports Direct and
Amazing.
wore a tracksuit, and we went in there. And like, by the way, he told us like 3 or 4 times, like an unnecessary amount of tracksuit chat. And they both walked in, and rather than seeing that it was a joke and going, "Oh, I get it," because I kept saying it right, he just went, "Oh no, I told you no tracksuits." And they both went adamantly, "No, you said tracksuits." And it was like, "No tracksuits." And he was like, "No, tracksuits." And he was like, and he went, "Oh, you've got your real clothes on. I know you've got your real clothes on." But Captain Brilliant had not worn anything underneath, so it was just. So he lifted up his kind of like his jeans, and there's nothing. He's like, "Oh my god, you're not wearing." Well, they won't let you in. They won't let you in. And I'm thinking, I think Bramley's on a Tuesday night probably would let you in. But at any rate, yeah.
That's amazing. I love that story.
So there you go. And that was a segment we like to call "Am I the Arsehole?" And they weren't. Neither of them were arseholes. They're both totally reasonable people.
It's an arsehole free zone.
Maybe next week they'll both be arseholes.
Maybe next week you can be the arsehole.
Goodbye. Is that the end? I don't know.
It's not.
Oh, we got more.
Because we got this.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.
That was literally when Tom Brady threw the second interception. It got run in for a pick 6. I just was like, goodbye. It's like, honestly, I said, I'm leaving now. He'd made me a cup of coffee as well, and I really wanted to drink it. And I started drinking it really quickly, and it was so fucking hot, but I'm just like, I'm so angry at Brady. He made me fucking scald my throat, twat. Haters gonna hate.
You're the arsehole every week. Thank you. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
This is a segment we call Haters Gonna Hate, formerly called Thanks I Hate It, formerly called Don't Get Me Started, now the name of the show. Do you want to go? I'm trying to think of one. Actually, I haven't got one for you, but I think I may have found one. Right, so do you want to go first?
Sure.
By which I should clarify, do you want to give me one first, or do you want to play the game first?
So want to give you one.
Maybe before my stag night.
The way this works for anybody new to the podcast, we give each other topics that range from anything to anything.
Correct.
And we must... I don't even know why I said that. You know when people just say words?
Yeah, no. Oh, do I ever?
And yeah, I just did
like,
that. I
read
never do
my
that.
life.
I'm a very concise motherfucker. Anyway, give them a topic, and regardless of their actual feelings and opinion on it, they must hate on it and wax lyrical.
It's
going to
hate. So am I hating?
You are hating.
Go on then.
And I'd like to know your true feeling, your true opinion on shirts.
On shirts? Oh, fucking hell. Right, so Isabel loves this because I go to Debenhams and buy shirts from where she calls the shirt shop. So I go in there a lot. What I've discovered about shirts is that if you want a good one, it's going to be really expensive. Like, you really need to... It's not enough just to spend, like... If you go to a supermarket and buy a shirt, it'll be like £10. But that shirt will be shit, okay? So true, you get what you pay for, but because you have to go to work or go to places, you're always shelling out like 50 quid for a shirt. And even on your pay packet that you get, you can't just afford to just buy like 3 shirts all the time. So you have to buy a shirt. And then what happens is you come home and you put it in the washing machine. By the way, when you bought that shirt the first time and you're wearing the shirt straight off the rack and you go out that night, you feel like $1 million. It's amazing. It's a bit like when you get a haircut and you go to the place once you've had your hair cut. You've gone to the salon and you've got your hair done and you go out and it's all perfect. The shirt's perfect. But then the next time when you've washed it and it's had one wash, it's kind of shrunk or tugged or done a thing, and it's never the fucking same. And that £50 shirt, which was perfect that night, was perfect for that time, will never be... And I'm like, what? This looked perfect. Why have I washed it and ironed it? It doesn't look perfect anymore. All for that fucking money. And there's never an idea, and there's no rhyme or reason. And it's never... And also, if you're trying... Don't get me started on buying fucking shirts from the internet, where everyone's like, he can buy them from the internet. But now I can't quite see until you actually...
I went there as well, Death Valley.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong? Yeah, I do go to a salon. What's up? What are you trying to say? You know, just like what's your point? Go on, please keep talking. No, I'm only messing around. Don't get Eddie Stone started, by the way. So yeah, they're expensive And also, like, oh, by the way, one time I went up to Selfridges, and mainly because another friend of us who has more money than sense wanted to buy a load of shirts, and I found a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shirt that was possibly the best shirt I'd ever had, and it had this very understated kind of Japanesey blue kind of like pattern down the middle. I can only describe it as the middle, and it was £190. And he was like, "You should buy that shirt." And I'm like, "It does make me feel amazing, but I cannot justify spending £190 on a shirt." There is definitely a sliding scale of shirt. By the way, that's not an image I want to really have. But I don't think it's really worth paying for it. Never. The diminishing... Diminishing returns of shirts make them shit. Hot towel after a haircut. Right there. And that hater's going to hate. You could hot towel after a haircut. Do you know what?
I had to stop doing that.
Do they give you a hot towel after a haircut?
If you go to certain barbers, they do a hot towel. They'll like wrap it around your face and give you a little like massage and just leave you for a minute. But I had to stop doing it because I actually fell asleep.
That's pretty loud. I once had my hair cut for a part where I was playing an American officer, and I used to have big long hair and a big beard, and they were like,
"It's not true."
And it was all down here, and they were like, "Listen, for this part, you're gonna have to have your hair cut because nobody in the army would have ever had hair like that." And I'm like, "Cool." So they did a big kind of like photo shoot of me getting my hair cut by this woman who was also in the cast, and I went to her all the time. And then one day she just went, "I'm not going to cut hair anymore." And I'm like, "Well, now what do I do?" So they said, "You can go to Keith Graham in town, which is a salon." And I went there, and this woman's like, "I'm just gonna," when you go to a barber's, they just cut your hair and you fuck off. And when I went to this place, she was like, "I'm just gonna wash your hair," and I'm like, "I washed it before I came, but yeah, you can wash my hair." So she, like all women, turned the tap.
All women, here we go.
Turned the tap up to magma, like that, and scalded the dirt off my head and my skin as well. And then afterwards, she said, "Would you like a massage?" And I'm like, "The fuck is this place?" And I said, "Yes." So she started like leaning into. I don't want to describe this. She started leaning into me and giving this massage. I'm like, this is fucking amazing. And after the sexy massage, which was a bit sexier than perhaps it should have been. Still hoping that you're supposed not watching this. And then, this wasn't recently. No, fucking gives a shit. And I sat down, they said, "Do you want a coffee?" And I put the coffee down in front of me, and they gave me a biscuit. It was all wonderful. And then they put me under the bib, and I couldn't reach the fucking coffee, so I just sat there getting cold.
I do wonder that. Yeah.
And then they cut my... I'm still there.
I fall asleep during tattoos, says Defo. It's because you're a hardcore motherfucker, Duff.
What, like what the Edinburgh marching band? How would you fall asleep during that?
The Royal
It's
International Air
huge
Tattoo.
fucking loud. It's really loud. There's drums and shit. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Do you have earplugs in? It's strange. Shall I get you started?
Go for it.
Right. Well, I didn't have one, but I do have one. I'm going to get you started on Arrow.
I knew you were going to do that.
Well, it was obvious.
Right, well, fuck Arrow. Because he is the shittest of all the superheroes. Because he is not actually a superhero. He's just a fucking dude. Right? So this dude gets stuck on an island and is like, "I'm not going to try and build a raft or try and get out. I'm going to learn how to be a fucking ninja, and I'm going to build up my repertoire of ninja-based things so that if I get off here," which you're not because you're not built a fucking raft, "you should build a raft." Exactly.
That woke up Captain Brilliant.
you know what I'm saying? It's like, so if I eventually get off this island, I can put my ninja skills to good use and avenge my dad and shit. I'm like, well, you're not getting off the island, so you've wasted your fucking time, really. And then he does get off the island inexplicably.
Mm-hmm.
Well, explicably, they explain it. That's the premise.
I'm
of the
happy
show.
for you to say inexplicably. I was asleep, but Arrow got me up.
Arrow gets me up. Anyway.
Yeah, again.
And then he gets back, and he does this thing where he's like, "Okay, so now I'm gonna go on my avenge fucking thing, and I'm gonna kill a bunch of people and go fucking nuts." And after a couple of weeks, like, "Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't be killing people."
It's bad.
Insert one shot of Mirakuru. Brent's seen it. Brent's watched Arrow.
I was going to say I didn't get that at all, but I love that you did.
Yeah, and so he's not even a superhero. He just shoots some arrows in people a little bit. That wasn't doing the job, so he's got to build a whole secret underground bunker and put explosives in the end of his arrows and all.
Does he
kinds
do?
of
Oh
shit.
man, does he have different types of arrows then?
He does have different types of arrows because he's not a superhero, so he can't, just rest on his laurels like everybody
Fucking
else.
hell.
Can't fly.
His skill is almost superhero.
This isn't how.
Man,
this
is that
works,
by
Captain
the by the way, is that his CV? I want that on my CV. I'm almost a demand planner. I'm almost there. What did I see that? Boxing. It said boxing something.
Boxing glove arrow.
Boxing glove arrow. No fucking way. Is that there used to be a computer game called Thief, and I know I'm stepping all the way to the end of your hate's gonna hate, but
That's
like
fine. Now we're done. Hate's gonna hate.
Hate's gonna hate. Fuck arrow.
That was hard. I love arrow.
Yeah, I know, but you did really well because like I did like the fact he doesn't. Could have built a raft, but he doesn't fucking.
I was like, what do I fucking love about this? Let's turn that around.
I actually kind of want to watch it now.
Oh, Arrow's amazing, honestly.
Um,
The best part of it is that he's not a superhero. He's just a normal guy. That's the best part
I
of
mean,
it.
that's the thing. I was watching this bit about.
Does.
I was watching.
He does use in one episode. He dies using one episode. He does use in one episode.
I can't see enough up there to find out what
Boxing
it was.
glove arrow.
Oh. There was I think I saw a Saturday Night Live episode where like the guy who is in not Arrow but the other guy Hawkeye from the Marvel side of things.
Oh yes, the Arrow ripoff. Renner.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner does this whole thing in Saturday Night Live where he's like, well, I've shot 6 guys and now I'm out. So like, that's kind of mean that.
Right?
That is true though, isn't it? It's just like, how many arrows have you brought, Hawkeye? I brought 20. Well, there are 500 aliens. And it's like, oh,
Thanks for turning up there.
cheers, man.
I guess,
Thanks. I'm glad you're here.
all of the other heroes are going to have to
Seriously,
do their
you know?
shit.
Those, I mean, you hit with literally 75% of those arrows as well. So like, that's good hit rate.
But
Thanks
I'm
for turning
telling you, I guarantee you,
Oh,
you will like Arrow. Watch it.
I'm up for it. What is it on? Because I don't know where to.
I think it's on Prime.
Oh, I can watch Prime. I have Prime. The other day we were talking about some of my friends. One of my friends is talking about watching Lovecraft Country, and because I love H.P. Lovecraft and all that horror shit, and it looks really good, but it's on Sky and Now TV, and I don't have that, and no one has it. So he's like, "Has anyone watched this yet? I want to talk about it." And we're like, "We don't have it." So if you've got Now or you have Sky,
It's true. In one episode of Arrow, Captain Brilliant says, the villain works out how many arrows he has and sends more goons at him than arrows. And there is a point where he goes, shit. But luckily,
gap of nothing.
as mentioned, he's spent years honing his craft and can just beat the fuck out of them without arrows anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
We do, myself and Captain Brilliant do live action role play, and both of us are archers, and there is a time when you've got loads of arrows in your quiver and you're firing, but often when you're running around, other archers take them from you. Basically, you don't know because you've got a quiver like of 10 or something like that, and I'm like, I got one left. I've got another one, and you go there, and there's just like, and like you start like a dog chasing your tail, like, where's my fucking arrows? That is a lot of fun. Well, that was a segment we like to call Haters Gonna Hate. I'm looking at the show notes.
And that runs us out.
It does. Dead Man's Arrow. What's the Dead Man's Arrow? Is that like is that like the Dead Man's Hand that is in that? I can't remember what the Western is, but anyway.
I think he's just saying.
I'm just glad. Right. Anything else you want to wrap up? Anything else anybody wants to say randomly about shit, or we're going to call a close to this?
Come back the rest of the week for other shows on the network. And as we finish, I would like you, Alex, to say something that will trigger someone in the chat.
Oh, men don't go to salon.